How you doing everyone? I'm Jake and this is Rave Vinyl Reminiscence, the channel where we celebrate old school hardcore rave music via my much cherished vinyl collection. And you've tuned into an episode where we step outside for the first time, but not the last time, from our usual early 90s era, to take a look at a relatively recent release. And I have 3 tunes to share for you on this video, all on one press. It's pretty rare, copies do occasionally come up for sale but they're not cheap. And in this episode, I'm going to give a near mint copy away to someone out there. It's time to take a brief look at, and maybe get your hands on, this release from Josh B. So how you doing? Well, I hope. Can feel the change in season out there as another summer comes to an end. Soon have to start putting that bloody eating back on, and doing that whole car window scraping ritual in the mornings. Having said that though, come late October, if you want to go somewhere warm and sweaty, you could all switch that heated blanket off and get yourself up to hardcore history at the Too Funky Music Cafe up in Leicester. October the 24th, 10 AM to 4 AM. I'll be playing a 90-minute vinyl set there from 1 till 2:30 AM. I'm going to be playing a choice selection of tunes. Basically, I'm going to be playing the set that I'd most like to hear at a club, nice and loud. The link for the tickets is below. It'd be great to see some of you there. You could also come and warm your cockles up a little bit at Waxon's next event, which is at the Hare and Hounds in Birmingham. November the 15th, 9:30 till 3 AM. Jay Cunning's going to be there playing a back-to-back with Madcap. And I'm going to be doing a back-to-back set with Flinty. So me and Flinty are going to be on at 11:15. Once again, it'd be good to see some of you there. Link for tickets down below. Now, as an extra ask to the community, even if you're not able to get to one of these events, if you've got socials that you could share the links on, that would be very much appreciated. Promoting small events like this is really tough. And the more we can support these people, the more likely it is they'll carry on in future. Anyway, on to this record in question. The first I heard of this release was when Josh B himself very kindly sent me 2 copies. It's probably about a year ago now as time flies. I can't tell you much about Josh, to be honest, there's very little info out there. But what I can say is he's put together some very nice tracks. This release being a great example. This was pressed in 2021 in very limited numbers. There's currently 1 copy available on Discogs, but it's up for $200. Now I do want to say Josh didn't ask anything of me when he sent me these, but in the brief discussion we had over email, I did say to him that I'd probably give one of the copies away in a competition at some point in the future. And here we are. I've not actually heard from him since that last chat. So if you're watching, Josh, hope things are good, mate. And thank you again for sending me them tunes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the 3 great tracks on this record, as usual. And then I'm going to let you know how those of you who are vinyl collectors, DJs or home mixers can have a chance at grabbing a copy of this. And at some point soon, I'll upload a little mix I've done of the 3 tunes. Something which is only possible when you've got 2 copies of it. I've got a little idea for something a bit different I might do with that mix, but we'll see. Let's pull out the first tune. This is the A-side track. It's titled Blame It on the State. Combination of those recognisable, much loved piano stabs with that peaceful voicing gives this tune such a nice energy. And as it breaks open here, you have that crowd effect in the background. It's really effective. whole way through it carries this lovely, smiley, bouncy tone. For me, this track would drop in and fit immediately, back on a dance floor in the summer of '92. Okay, so flipping this over, we have the first of the B-side tracks. This is titled Daydreaming. Another beautifully positive, uplifting track. The tune drops down and introduces some classic vocals to the mix. After more classic vocals, the tune marches on. And once again, that big, bouncy, smiley energy. Okay, so there's just one more tune, and it's another track that virtually contains the essence of summertime in each note. This is Such a Feeling, 2020. I love those bass pads in that. But then as the tune cracks on, we have those echoey cries that adds to the sound. Now as the tune breaks down again, we have that crowd effect again, adding a nice atmosphere as it clears to push forwards. What a lovely set of tunes. Right, how can you win a copy of this tasty release? Well, I want to make sure as best I can that it ships off to someone who will genuinely appreciate it and play it. So I thought we'd go for something that shows you collect vinyl and that you're either a home or a working DJ, or at least enjoy playing your records. So I'm going to run a draw And to enter the draw, you'll need to email me a photo, but a very specific one. Don't worry, it doesn't get creepy. You need to send me in a photo, or a selfie or whatever, of you by your decks, or a deck if you've only got one these days, holding up a favourite record of yours. Here's an example, just to set the standard. So you need to send that photo into the usual email address, ravevinylreminiscence@gmail.com. If you haven't had a chance to write that down, you can get that email address in the more about this channel section at the top of the page. Now, it's not a competition for the best setup, or the best record, or the best dressed viewer or something, but the picture does need to meet the criteria. You, by your decks, or deck, holding up a favourite record, and everyone who sends me a photo like that will have their name put into the draw. The closing date is the 14th of November. After that, I'm going to pull one name out of the hat, and the winner will have this baby posted out. Okay, so that's that. Those of you who don't collect vinyl, I hope you still enjoyed listening to these tracks. And as I said at the start, a little later on down the line, I'll be posting the short mix I did of all 3 tunes. So take it easy. Grab your tickets for one of the events I mentioned at the start. Come and have a dance and say hello. Till next time, everyone. See you later.